Hi guys, Scorb here, and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever. Now, if you remember in the last one, let me just turn that off because it really bugs me. If you remember in the last episode, I said to you, one of the things we're going to do today is build a rail link between here and here. We're going to take oil from that to that by train, and currently doing it by truck, and then we're going to bring some fuel back, not all of it. Some fuel needs to go here. We're going to bring some fuel back here, and then probably repurpose these vehicles here to take fuel to these two cities here. That's the purpose of today. Now, you may notice it didn't used to look quite like this. I said to you I would have a think about it and how to get a platform in here. Essentially, getting a platform here was just not going to happen. It's just too bad. There's too many problems. So what I've done is I've reworked that road slightly to there and smoothed that out. And then I've put a 4-platformer here. And I've put a through platform because what I was thinking was at some point we may want to just go through here with other trains. So I've kind of made it into a 4-platform rail link just in case we ever want to take fuel, take oil somewhere else that direction. Don't know if we will or not, but either way we could use 2 lines just to get through. New vehicles available. Oh, new bus, bendy bus. Awesome. May replace some of those buses in the next one. But yeah, there's 2 tracks available to carry on for a throughput in case we want to have a passenger link perhaps to Nantwich, going off in that direction maybe. I've learned from experience to build more platforms than I need, or build bigger ones, because later you'll regret it. When you're, particularly on it's a mountain like this, trying to expand into the side of a mountain can get tricky. Enough waffling, we need to get a train over there. It's also got a high-speed track on it, which was a slight misclick from me, but it's no biggie. We're going to have a track curve off of here, and we're probably going to have to stay elevated over the bridge, over the river, sorry. We're going to have to bridge over here. And then I'm thinking if we kind of cut through here, let me put the contours on, because it gets quite hilly at this point. If we're going to cut through here, we may have to raise the road bridges here just to stop the trucks and trains from interfering with each other, and then sort of come this way. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and build it out from here first. We'll start from our destination and we'll see if we can bridge perhaps over this thing. There we go. Bridge over this thing and aim in that direction, but because we're trying to get roughly there. So let's create a curvature like that. That is a track speed limit 63, but it's no big deal because you're going to be stopping anyway. 137k, we could go for that style. 164k, I prefer that. Money's not really tight right now, so let's make it look nice. And that's a problem. So can we perhaps encourage it to stay elevated? There we go. Because it's automatically trying to head down towards the ground. In this particular instance, I'd rather it not do that. So we get there, and then we're going to have to head down to the ground if we can now, because I mean, we could just bridge the whole thing, which is another way of doing this, but it's going to get fairly expensive, I would have thought. That's already $1 million bridge. I mean, it looks amazing, but crikey. What if we go to... That's a $3 million bridge right there. It's going to be hard to bring it down because it's already going down a slope. So we might have to just suck this up and go all the way across. Yeah, see, now it's starting to come down. $3 million, crikey. I'm sure we'll make the money back. I don't even know why I'm thinking about this. We're going to be moving oil. Oil makes a lot of money in my experience. So why am I even worried about this? Let's think. Let's move it to about there. We'll build that. And then we'll come in from this direction now and see if we can get the two to meet. So if we go for the... do you want the inside platform or the outside? Not really sure. Let's go for the inside platform. We're going to come out like that, and then we're going to start elevating perhaps here. Let's go for the red bridge. Like that. Yep. And then we'll just see what it does if I link those two up. $4 million, and it actually looks pretty epic. Why not? Why not? That's what I say. That's actually pretty awesome. I like that. Right, so we're going to want to probably double track that. So we'll come around the out. Actually, let me think about this. We go down the outside of that one. That's not what we want, is it? We've got two here. We could have one going off that way later. Let's think. If we don't think it'll let us build a second split track at that point. It'll do it there though. There we go. Okay. We'll double track it. It's costing a lot of money. I'm not gonna lie. The maintenance on this could turn out to be a very costly mistake, but I actually think it looks awesome. So we'll come into track here, curve around there, and then as late as possible, we're going to join in like that. There we go. Right, let's get the signals up. Let's see, we want to go in like this. Like so, and we want to go in. Where's the split? There is the split. Like so. And then essentially we want to put spacers along the length. Come around to this side and do the same. And hopefully it's put them on the correct side of the track. Make that a one-way, which will enforce everything anyway. Right, so where are you? There's the first lot. And straight away they're on the wrong side of the road. Well, track. Sigh. It should be, in this game, it should be a lot easier to do this. And it's not. Is that one on the right side? Yep. Basically, we're looking for them to be on the outside of the track. As you can see, that one isn't. Should be another one here. That one is. And I'm finally into there. Cool. Right, how do we actually get a train onto that? Because we don't have a train connection as such. We're not connected into a depot or anything. Well, there's a number of ways we could do this. We could build off here, connecting there into the depot. We could build something off here. I think what I'll do is I shall use this track here, which we'll call platform 1. We'll build off of this for now. We'll just put a depot in here. Just to get us going. It really doesn't matter. We can always remove it later. It's like, what, 20,000? It's nothing. Like that. So that'll put that onto there. Now we've got to decide how many trains we want, what loco types we want, how many carriages we're going to move, etc., etc. So we want to have, let's see what we've got available. We want something with a lot of tractive effort, not too expensive. Now the V100s are pretty good, so we could go with the V100. The next one up from that would be something like the Class 218 or the Class 103. The rev is tractive effort is 134. It's a bit low. Depends if you want to go electric or not. So the problem with these guys is the running costs are super high. Personally, I like the Class. It's not that hilly. I mean, there is a climb here and here, but for the most part, it's relatively flat. So I reckon he could do it, and he's quite cheap to run. We could have more of these guys, you know. We're going to be running oil, so we're going to go black and red for fuel, obviously. So we're going to go with a black loco. And in terms of the wagons on the back, we want the tank wagon, which will take crude oil, and fuel. We'll colour these like a dark red, which is somewhere in between a black and a red. Now, it's a matter of how many we want to put on the back. 1, 2, how much are these things? They're $1 million each. 3, 4... Let's go for a $5 million duplicated. So that's a very big investment. Let's get rid of that. We want to go with a new line, which is going to be from here to here. We're going to colour it a dark red. And when the camera stops being really weird on me, What the heck? Okay, so the camera's randomly spinning around. Okay, it stopped. That was so weird. The camera was flying off and I was touching the keyboard and I couldn't do anything about it. Let me get myself reoriented. There we are. There. This is... What platform is this? This is Nantwich. So we're going to call it... let's get the line manager back up. We're going to call it... Nantwich Oil Fuel Train. Because it's going to do both. So both of them... There should be another one coming out. Where's the other one gone? Oh, there he is. He's coming out now. Sorry, that whole camera thing threw me slightly. There he is. He's coming out. So hopefully he'll start taking oil down there in a minute. That will then cause these guys to start putting fuel, or this thing to start putting fuel on here instead of in here, because the line isn't quite set up yet, but it should be shortly. Meanwhile, what we can do is we can establish the line connections for the trucks that are going to move the fuel. That will establish demand for fuel here, which will then cause it to bring fuel back. That's how this all works. So let's have a look at Nantwich. Nantwich is currently receiving 39% of fuel, which means he's already getting fuel delivered to the, I presume it's this depot here. Yep, industry, which is beautiful. That's where the fuel needs to go. So we will create a Nantwich fuel run, because at the moment we don't have one. They're basically being taken, I think, by the Conmat trucks. Yeah, they're taking the fuel from here. There's a complex system going on here, but that'll shut down once we establish this properly. So we'll go with Nantwich fuel trucks. I can't type today, good grief. And we're going to go from... Actually, let's see about this. Here to... here. That's what we want. We also want the same thing to happen over at Sevenoaks. And Sevenoaks has got that. So again, new line. Going to colour that an orangey colour. And that's going to be Sevenoaks fuel trucks. And that's going to go from here into this industry here. I'm looking at this guy. He's a little bit small. So I think what we'll do is we'll upgrade him now so that he can cope with two lots of lines coming in there. Although I think this line is going to shut down anyway, so it's no biggie. Yep. Actually, I think he's got nothing going in there right now. Okay. Right, now the good news is they've started to put oil onto this platform. Which means these trains should start to move the oil over here. And that is in catchment of that. Which means that will start to produce fuel instead of the trucks. Which means the trucks will start to shut down shortly. But there's no point doing much about it yet, because we've still got plenty of oil to be taken from here. These are the two fuel lines we just established. There should be a dark red one and a lighter red one. That's these two. So you can't quite see them in there. There's actually a multitude of lines going on in here. It's a bit tricky to see it right now. The black one is the one that effectively we're going to be shutting down. Let me turn that to visible only. Yeah, the Seaford truck line. So from what we can see here, we've got Sevenoaks fuel. We've got Nantwich fuel. These are the guys that are going to get vehicles assigned in a minute. In fact, I think what we'll do is start stealing some of these guys, because we're going to move less and less oil on this line now. So if we take him, he's got crude oil. He's got no oil, so we'll change his line. We'll put him on the Seaford fuel truck line. He's got oil. Trying to find the empty ones on the way back. There you go. So the Nantwich fuel truck. Now those 2 trucks will help to establish a line straight away, but I want to leave just a few trucks moving this oil, and the rest I want to reassign. That's 1. That's 1. Nantwich fuel trucks. Seaford fuel trucks, there you go. Don't want to be using ones that have got oil on them. Okay. That's put 3 on each of the lines now. It's good though, because it means we don't have to buy new trucks. We're just going to repurpose the ones that we have. Okay, so how much oil has this guy got? Okay, he's loaded 75 of 75. That's great, that is. That's good and bad. It's good because he's moving oil, he's going to make a profit. It's bad because he can actually do with quite a few more tanks on the back. It might be worth sending this guy in for an upgrade straight away, because just looking at the demand here, he's already going to be full. And our money's come back. So if we send him into here first, add some more, probably double, I reckon. We're going to double the tanks on the back. In the meantime, the trucks can take the load, but once this line shuts down, there's going to be so much oil here, we're going to have to be really moving it. So speed the game up slightly, get him in. So what we want to do is buy probably another 4 of these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you know what? I'm just going to go 5. Let's just double it. So we'll add them on the back. And we'll set him on the run. And we're going to have to catch the other guy on the way back as well. And do the same thing. As long as production stays going here, that's the main thing. Yeah, look. The sheer amount of fuel here now. Good grief. Well, oil. I made the platform extra long as well. This is a 240 meter platform. Wow, look at that. Good grief. That's amazing. He took 150, and there's still a lot of oil left on the platform. This line is going to make some serious money real soon. Look, we're already back to 25 million, and that's after another $5 million investment. That's crazy. Meanwhile, there's a lot of fuel over here as well. Now, what I want to happen is the fuel to start coming back. Where's that other train gone? There he is. Yeah, this guy's going to have to go to depot as well. We may even need three trains on here, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking 2 at the moment, but it is quite a long way. I don't want to overuse it. If I oversaturate it, we won't make enough money on the line, because the running costs of $1 million tankers and 3 locomotives is, you know, it's quite a lot. But it could be that we need 3. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, he's in there. Let's do it. Let's invest. Okay, that was a big investment. That took us down to like 11 million. But we've now got 3 significant trains running that line now. And the reason I've done it is just because the sheer demand that I can see here. It's absolutely crazy. Change that to a dark red. Let's just colour coordinate the whole thing, because it came out the door brown, if you noticed. So he should be full. He's on 150, and as soon as he gets away, he's going to come out the door. And there's already 167 waiting for him. So I think that was a pretty good investment. Nantwich Fuel Oil Train is currently profiting 1.5 million, which, considering how old that line is, that is very impressive. And the big question is, when is he going to start bringing some fuel back? When it should happen is when those trucks that I sent out actually make it to the destination. There you go. And that creates a demand for fuel. So it's already started. So what we should see now, I think, is a shift of demand of oil from that platform there to that platform there. But because I made this a 240 meter long platform, there's plenty of buffer. Because what I've noticed about this game is if that fills up completely with any kind of goods, production stops. This thing goes line usage no, and it stops putting anything there. I personally believe it's rubbish. Like, just because you're full here, you shouldn't just cancel the contract completely. It should just start to downgrade, but that's not what happens. So we have to make sure we never, ever, ever get full on the platform. And the other thing that's really useless is, because the line only goes into this platform here, it will only ever put it on that side. It will never put it anywhere else because it can't be taken. So bear that in mind. Even if you've got plenty of storage space, there's only actually one platform of storage. And that's another multi-purpose, what's the word I'm looking for? One of these guys, MPUs. The multiple units. We've got a few there now. Look at that one. A $13 million commuter train that goes 130 kilometers per hour. The RE450. Here's the TGV. The problem with the TGVs is they're so expensive. Look at that. $5 million. $5 million a year to run. It's outrageously priced. Right, so he got fuel on board. He's not got fuel. I think I know why. I think I know why. It's because this is in range of that, and this is in range of that, but I don't think this is in range of that, if you see what I mean. So I've got a feeling they'll never bring fuel back because that platform is out of reach. That's why I think's going on here. What we'd actually have to have is a depot. A depot that was in reach of the platform. You see how it highlights the platform when I get nearer here? There, you see that? That's what we need. So that would work. I'm surprised that doesn't though, to be honest. Let me click on it again. Yeah, it is in range. It is in range. You can see it light up when I click it. So yeah, I don't know why they're not bringing fuel back. That's pretty weird, because when fuel comes back, it doesn't go via that oil well, you know? It doesn't need fuel at all. The only thing that would need fuel is this. But there is fuel here, but I've got a feeling it's coming back a different way. It's coming via the Conmat trucks, not actually via this train. So they should be bringing fuel back to there and then dumping it into here. That's what should be happening. But I don't think it is because I can't see any fuel. See? So that's a bit strange. Meanwhile, the amount of oil here is coming down slowly. He's just gone back pretty empty. That's a bit worrying. Alright, let's leave that running. See what happens. Let's see what's going on over here. Okay, lots and lots and lots of fuel is being dumped there. Tiny bit here. No fuel here. So yeah, nothing is being put there by that guy. Which I'm not exactly sure why yet. Maybe it's just a matter of waiting. Let's see what else is going on in the world. I can see an awful lot of stone here for a kickoff. We have an 11-second pickup frequency. Which I think is about as good as we're going to get. That's pretty often. Over here, we have... Let's see, the purple one... 55 seconds, that's pretty infrequent. And that's making $2.2 million. So there's room here for more trucks on that line. The Conmat line, on the other hand, 41 second, making $1 million. So I think there's more on that one. And the Seaford oil trucks, which is the one that will gradually be shut down. 29 seconds, that's pretty good. Right, where's the depot? We need some more vehicles. So we need some more of these guys. And 55 seconds, so we want to half that really. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I would suggest we need at least another 4 trucks. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. I'm going to add 7 onto Nantwich. That's what I'm going to do. Nantwich Conmat, like that. And then the Bishop Conmats, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to put him on the Bishop Conmats, which is that one there. That's 28 seconds. That's roughly what I want it to be. C Conmat as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on that one. Okay, so now what we need to do is just go over to here and assign the colour. Because I've just built some new trucks. I don't need to do this, but it's kind of nice. Bish Conmat. When you see them on the road, you can kind of get an idea about where they're going. Like that. Okay, that should improve the frequency. Wow, $49 million in the bank. What the heck? That is creating some serious wealth, that is. Let's have a look at the lines and see what's profitable. Sort by balance and... Wait a minute, 7 Oak fuel trucks. Has got no vehicles. Did I mess that up? How did that happen? I'm going to start nicking some of these guys. So you see he's moving fuel now. They're kind of undermining the train, so we more or less need to shut these guys down. How did that happen? I thought I'd selected some for 7 Oaks fuel. No wonder the demand's not kicking in. The Bishop buses, I'm not worried about that. 45k loss, it really is no biggie. We'll probably need to go and look at the passenger line shortly and see how that's getting on. But for now, I just want to shut this line down, more or less. Because whilst that's moving oil and fuel, it's essentially undermining 3 very expensive trains. And I want this thing to start moving oil here and not here. The way to do that is to reduce the frequency on that line, which we can do by nicking trucks. Okay, let me have a quick look at how many we've got here now. We have... Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 with a frequency of 3 minutes. That is not going to cut it, I'm afraid. Let's buy some new ones from here. Let's see what we've got. So we're going to need another 3, about another 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Assign fuel trucks. There we go, that's better. I think I basically misclicked. Now with fuel trucks is going to need another 10 as well. Now which Conmat is down to 33 seconds. Let's give him another, what, 4? we go. Good. That should be that. There we go. The oil's really starting to rack up here now. So yeah, that's working nicely. That has basically done what we set out to do, which is replace the truck line with a train line. It cost quite a lot of money to establish that line with the whole bridging, but we got that money back pretty quickly, and that should move oil and fuel much more rapidly. That's what trains do best. I think in the next episode we're going to have to do two things. One, go and sort out this massive food problem over here, and two, just have a check on our passenger line, see if we can't extend it or possibly replace it with faster trains and get some more money that way. But that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed that one, guys. Take care. Happy transporting.